Welcome everybody to a special episode for Right in the Middle News. I usually cover news. I give you what happened, but this was a request and it seemed fun, so I'm just gonna try to accommodate you. It's who am I gonna support in the primary for the Democratic ticket for 2020? I'm gonna give you my brief thoughts on the major candidates. Let's start with Beto. I think he's white. He's from a red state, which could help him in the primary. Texas has a lot of seats that could give him momentum. I think he's electable. You know, he's white, he's working class. He could appeal to some voters that Democrats lost in the 2016 election in the Midwest. Negatives is his DUI past. He's a little young. He couldn't really defeat Ted Cruz. He doesn't really have a set amount of policies. You know, his policies seem fluid. That could be a good thing, bad thing, but I think overall he could be a good choice. Let's talk about Bernie. He seems like one of the most popular, if not the most popular. Like I said, that's a good thing and a bad thing. He's a populist on the left, just like Trump is a populist on the right. He has very popular policies and stances. Problem is that he's a little too old, in my opinion. I want a president that can actually finish the 8 years or 4 years of his term because it's a stressful job. He might seem all nice and dandy right now because he's a senator, but at the same time, the presidency consumes you. Also, I don't think most of his policies, some which I like, some which I don't, are going to get passed through Congress. There's only so many AOCs in Congress, and most of Congress is centrist. You know, they're in the middle. And they're not going to vote for his legislation. I don't believe so. So he's going to be a popular president that doesn't get through much from Congress, like Obama. Biden, same thing. I think is a little too old. On the plus side, I think he can appeal to that, you know, Midwest white working class male vote that the Democrats have been losing for the last few decades. Also, his recent scandal, you know, he's been touching women inappropriately. I think that's a made-up scandal that's not really hitting him, but it's going to probably kind of cost him some support, especially among the younger generation of Democrats. Buttigieg, he's been rising in the polls. He seems like a young, vibrant veteran with experience winning in red states, which Democrats desperately need, but at the same time, he doesn't have name value, which is ultimately what wins you elections. Kamala Harris, I think she's too extreme for some people, too centrist for some people, and ultimately, who's her constituency? Who's she gonna appeal to? I think the black voters are probably gonna support Biden. The South might end up actually supporting Beto. The younger generation is probably gonna support Bernie. I just don't know who her constituency is, and let's be honest, a woman was the head of the ticket, and sexism had a role in the 2016 election, and it cost the Democrats the election. I don't know how big it was, but it happened. Gillibrand, she's just Hillary light. Castro, unknown. Young, unknown. Warren, the whole DNA test is backfiring on her. She announced too early, in my opinion. She has some good ideas, some bad ideas, but ultimately, same problem with Biden. They're not going to get through Congress. So that was my opinion on the major candidates. If I had to pick one right now, I think Beto. He has fluid stances, which means he can adjust to see what's popular now or a year from now. He's white, he can speak Spanish, so he can communicate better to the Hispanic populace. Democrats are usually pretty locked on as far as, you know, some or most of their blue states, their reliable states, but he's going to have to appeal to the Midwest. That's the only way in which they'll be able to win back the presidency, because Texas is not going to turn blue this cycle. Neither is Georgia. Maybe Arizona, but it takes the right candidate. Anyways, this video has been a request. I gave you my opinion. Thank you for watching.